Welcome to Wisdom in Ethical Leadership, produced by Touchstone Publishers, narrated by Glenn E. Daniels Roman II. Our agenda for the day: a brief introduction, understanding ethical leadership, the decision-making process, identifying ethical dilemmas, gathering relevant information, considering the impact on stakeholders, evaluating options and making decisions. Case study: ethical decision making in action. Tools for ethical decision making. Ethical decision making models. Decision trees. Ethical checklists and guidelines. The role of wisdom in ethical decisions. Strategies for developing ethical leadership. Promoting a culture of integrity. Encouraging open communication. Providing ethics training and resources. Leading by example. Challenges in ethical leadership. Conflicts of interest. Pressure to meet organizational goals. Maintaining transparency. Dealing with unethical behavior. Ethical leadership is crucial for effective organizational behavior. It involves making decisions that are both legally compliant and morally sound. In today's complex business environment, ethical leadership is more important than ever. Ethical leadership is guided by core principles such as integrity, fairness, accountability, and respect for others. Ethical leaders are committed to doing what is right and play a critical role in fostering an ethical organizational culture. The ethical decision making process involves several steps. The first step is identifying ethical dilemmas, where we recognize situations where there is a potential conflict between different ethical principles. The second step in the process is to gather all the relevant information needed to make an informed decision. Let's evaluate how different decisions will affect various stakeholders. We need to evaluate our options by weighing the pros and cons of each one. Then we can make a decision by choosing the most ethical course of action. Case study: ethical decision making in action. To illustrate the ethical decision making process, consider the following case study. A company faced a dilemma when it discovered that one of its suppliers was using child labor. The company had to decide whether to continue doing business with the supplier or terminate the contract. After gathering all relevant information and considering the impact on stakeholders, the company decided to terminate the contract. This decision was based on the principle of fairness and the company's commitment to ethical practices. There are several tools and frameworks that can assist in ethical decision making. 1. Ethical decision making models. These models, such as utilitarianism and deontology, provide structured approaches to evaluating ethical dilemmas. Decision trees. Visual tools that help map out different decision paths and their potential outcomes. Ethical checklists and guidelines. Documents that outline specific ethical considerations to keep in mind during decision making. Strategies for developing ethical leadership. Organizations can cultivate ethical leadership through several strategies. 1. Promoting a culture of integrity, encouraging honesty and transparency in all aspects of the organization. Encouraging open communication, creating an environment where employees feel comfortable raising ethical concerns. Providing ethics training and resources, offering education and tools to help employees understand and apply ethical principles. Leadership is not just about giving orders, it's about setting an example. By demonstrating ethical behavior at the highest levels of leadership, we can inspire others to follow suit. Challenges in ethical leadership. Ethical leaders often face significant challenges, including: 1. Conflicts of interest, situations where personal or organizational interests conflict with ethical principles. Pressure to meet organizational goals, balancing ethical considerations with the need to achieve business objectives. Maintaining transparency, ensuring that all decisions are made openly and with full disclosure. Dealing with unethical behavior, addressing and correcting unethical actions within the organization. In conclusion, ethical leadership is essential for fostering a principled and effective organizational environment. By understanding and applying the principles of ethical decision making, leaders can navigate complex dilemmas with integrity and wisdom. Organizations that prioritize ethical leadership are better positioned to achieve long term success and positively impact their stakeholders.